Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be figuring out how to bottleneck this nice little RTX 3060 that I just bought a few weeks ago, and I need to figure out what to do with it because I've been using this for in my main PC for a while now, and honestly I've wanted to actually bottleneck it the first thing I did before I put it in my main PC, but since I didn't do that, we're going to be doing it now. And honestly, it's kind of the thing I wanted to do if I actually bought a 3070 or something. But since I got a 3060, well, I guess it still counts, right? Obviously, this isn't a channel where I go over the latest and greatest, so we're going to combine both of them. We're going to use this graphics card and use the oldest system that I actually have in this room. That's actually not the slowest system that I actually have. I think my AMD A4 system was probably slowest, but since I didn't really want to buy another motherboard and do all of that, and I already took the motherboard out of the old Dell system, well, we're gonna have to use the Dell system for now. So hopefully this works. Hopefully the BIOS doesn't go crazy over this 3060, because I've heard how sometimes BIOSes don't really like graphics cards as much, and I think there was a Tech Yes City video or something else, I do not remember what it is, but the guy was definitely Australian, who had an HP system and tried to put a 1030 in there and it wouldn't boot. So hopefully if this system there that I used in the last video can boot with a 1650, then it can definitely boot with a 3060. Hopefully I didn't jinx myself and it actually doesn't boot. So let's get started. So we've got our test system set up over here. So this has an Intel Core 2 Quad Q8200. This isn't a Q6600 or a Q92 or 9600 or something. Is one of the lower end Core 2 quads, and that one Greenhand Gaming video and I think another budget build official video showed how this CPU isn't really that great compared to a Q9600 or whatever. I'm gonna put a thing above it so you guys can know what CPU that I'm actually talking about when I mention how this CPU is not as great as those CPUs that I just mentioned there. So that, and then we've got 6 gigs of RAM, but looks like only 5 of it seems to work for some reason. I don't know why, or if it's just the installation that's kind of messing with it. We've got a PCIe slot over here, which hopefully my graphics card works with it, and then we've got the CPU cooler, and then the whatever, you know what's inside a PC. And here's the power supply that I'm going to be using for this. This is just going to be only for a test system. This is not going to be the actual power supply I'm going to be using like in my actual PC. I've wanted to upgrade my power supply from the 700 watt version of this to a different one, but I'm just going to suffice for that right now since it just works completely fine in there. But I definitely do want a bit more reliability in my main system, so I might just try to change it out later, but right now this is fine. And the one in my actual PC is fine too. This is the case we're going to be using. It's a nice little book because I can't afford getting another case. I mean, I could use the Dell case, but there's literally something that blocks the GPU, so I can't really do that. This probably is going to give me a lot of airflow, so I mean, what can I take from my school? Okay, so now we got our test bench all set up and we got my windows ready, and Now it's time to turn the PC on. Okay, what the hell? It's power cycling now. Oh. What the Come on, show up. Oh, are we getting a display? Come on, bruh. Okay, I literally have everything. I think I figured out how to turn it on, but I'm literally getting absolutely nothing on the display. Like, I have no idea what's going on. I just hope I didn't kill my 3060. Did that HDMI port do anything? No. Absolutely nothing from the GPU whatsoever. Okay, well, it turns out maybe I'm stupid and I didn't put the power cord in all correctly. So let's just hope that it's because of that and not because the GPU died. Screw this. I'm just gonna take out the GPU. So yeah, the plan didn't work for whatever reason. So now I'm just left here trying to figure out whether my 3060 still works. I didn't put the side panel on yet. Let's see if it works. Oh my god, I didn't even plug in the power cord. Okay, for real this time. And let's go, it still works. Oh. Yep. So yeah, everything completely went wrong and the motherboard refused to boot with that graphics card in it. I knew it booted with the 1650 because I tried it because none of my cables actually would plug in all of the way if I use that 5450 or whatever it was, but for whatever reason, even though the 1650 worked, I thought it would work. I thought the 3060 would work with it, but I think it might just be because of like clearance issues or whatever, and like the GPU not going into the PCIe slot or whatever, because it was honestly a tight fit for whatever reason. And at first it looked like it plugged in, and I would turn it on, and then it would look like there's a signal going onto the screen, and the display would light up for a bit, but like nothing showed on the screen. So at that time, like after like whatever I did, I thought I killed the 3060, but it might just be the motherboard does not like the 3060 for some reason. And yeah, I don't know if I should consider myself lucky or if it's just some stupid motherboard problem. It just doesn't like the 3060 for some reason. I definitely do want to get a motherboard for like an FM2 Plus motherboard so I could actually try to bottleneck, because I think even though like the core to quad is probably not the slowest thing I have, even though the A4 5300B is newer than that, I think it will probably be much more of a bottleneck, since Windows 10, even though it's a dual core processor, Windows 10 detects it as a single core processor for whatever reason. So I might try that. I literally could just buy an old Sempron or whatever, but the A4 is probably the slowest thing that I have on hand at the moment. Although I'd probably need to get a new motherboard because like the power supply cables are proprietary, so I definitely do want to reuse that power supply because I have nothing else to do with it right now. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.